Hey guys, thank you, Starknet for inviting me here. Nice being here to talk about the regulation landscape. To keep this more interactive, I would like to keep this short. I don't have slide. I will talk directly with you guys. If you have any questions during the talking, you can ask directly. As we see here, there are so many local teams and also some foreigner friends. I think if you come to Vietnam and we build crypto products, this is a very important time to understand about the local regulations. Let's start talking. A little bit about myself. I've been working in the finance service industry until now. I think it's around 15 years. I have around 7 years working for top tier securities firms, which means stock companies. And I've been working in the game publishing industry for 10 years. I work for Garena, publishing like game legislation, asset videos gamers. So I think I have enough experience to talk about gaming, local regulation. So as we are here in September, you guys already know, so 2 days ago, the local government has announced a new regulation regarding running exchange in Vietnam. And so right now we already have a few partners that have the license to open digital exchange, but it may not officially open yet. But regarding the regulation, the most important thing is after the first exchange officially open, the local community, we have 6 months to change our asset into custody into Vietnam. And right now we do not have any more clear or transparency explanation on this. But the rumors and what we have right now, my understanding as one of the people working directly here with some of the local government and province, you guys need to converse. If you have USDT or something, we need to change to the local exchange and withdrawals using the local officially exchange and using Vietnam dollars. So that's one of the most important. And you need to pay the tax just like you guys trading stock. So if you have a stock account right now, you need to pay the same fees of trading for cryptocurrencies. And another point is that it's very important for outside partner. If you outside Vietnam and you want to launch your product, provide service here, I think sooner or later you also need a local partner. For example, if you are exchange a game product you want to launch in Vietnam, so there are many regulations that you need to understand. And the best way is to sign maybe a publishing contract if you are a games company. Because, for example, for games to officially launch and operate in Vietnam, you need to have like local people, the local street to represent to the regulation. You need publishing license, and in order to do that, you need to have a local partner. So there's no way that you can launch the product here without any local things. So that, sooner or later, that's gonna not comply with the local policies. And another thing is not games. I think this will apply to on other product. For example, you guys open the Swap website right now. You will see that it's already blocked the Vietnamese users. And right in the time of that, the Swap team, they also had the news user notice that they do not provide service to Vietnamese. So I think the path forward for the next is really hard until we have more reviews of how the government are going to treat that. And I think I understand why the government choose this kinds of regulation, because our space is really new and they must be very carefully to give out regulation. And that's why we also have 5 years of like probation on this. And how this going to play out depends most of us, the people who are working directly in the industry right now. we can voice our concern. I think because we have many top folks in the government who actually understand cryptos. I know some of the government guys, they also don't teach, so they understand really how the space is working. And what they're trying to do is introduce a conservative strategy to how we can actually build and raise the crypto industry. Because I think Vietnam government, they use cryptos as one of the top strategy for Vietnam going forward in the next 20 years. So I think it's very important for you guys, the people here. If you are just a startup team, you do not have a company, and you don't know how to do it, I think this is the time that we learn about the regulation and learn how that we can operate legally in Vietnam. So for example, you have a grant from Starknet Foundation. How you gonna cash out the money in a legal way? It's very important now that you guys need to follow in the rules. Because as we know, one of the biggest exchanges, they also comply. You see Binance here working with the Department of Science and Technology. You see, okay, this Bybit, who call Bybit even signed MOU with the Vietnamese city. So we actually have all the people, and I'm not sure if they give out data to local government, but I think they will. So we better do it the legal way now. So if you do not have an entity, open it now, and maybe we wait for more explanation. So a little bit more information. Currently, I work with a very big city in the digital exchange project, and I also work with some Korean partner that we maybe sign an MOU to bring their regulation and their framework into Vietnam and apply to a sandbox of a small city. So we still have some sandbox model, maybe in the final center in Da Nang or in Ho Chi Minh City. They will have more regulation and more explanation for the company like us going forward on how we're gonna operate. So that's a little bit about the current regulation, and I would like to have more questions regarding this. I think here we have the representative from Uniswap. Mr. Brian, do you have any questions?
Not from Uniswap.
So any next representative here?
So I have a question. So as we all know, Swap is the proud of Vietnamese people right now, but they officially banned in Vietnamese for Vietnamese people to use. So do you think that will make small startups, not just big startups like Swap, hard to live in Vietnam because the regulations, because it also the government will make it hard to build a startup on Web3 in Vietnam?
Yes and no. So at the same time, I already explained, the government understand what crypto is, and what they try to do is they choose a more general and conservative ways to enhance the regulation in Vietnam, but in a better way for for all of us. So it must be very slow. We all know this industry is pretty new in Vietnam. So I think going forward, there's going to be more conference and more talk regarding regulation for startup. And the people at the government, I think they understand how important this industry is. They look into Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Dubai, and actually they have people that really deep into the industry, and they know all of that. The problem is Swap, actually you guys Google is from Singapore, so it's not a local Vietnamese. So the part in Vietnam is like an outsourcing technology company, and everything is related to Singapore. And for the time being, it's set for them to follow the local regulation until more things can be explained and will be guidance to have them to reopen the market. So actually for us, when we do a crypto project, this always have a goal is to going global, not only Vietnamese. So Vietnam, following Vietnam is one of the local, and I think it's very small compared to global. So we need to think global first, and on the way that we do in our business, there will be more clear and more guided on how we should operate legally in Vietnam. And I think it's gonna change really fast. Oh, that is why I didn't bring up any slide because everything is going on right now behind. So many parties at place, so many people start discussing and try to give out ideas on how we should operate. So on the other hand, we need to focus on our product. So if it's win in the global markets, it should be no problem to work in Vietnam because there be people who are gonna have on it.
I think there will be a lot of changes, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's give an example. You stake a token, and then after 6 months, you cannot get back to what will be the punishment. And remember, you guys bought a lot of new coin.
Yeah.
You still remember what it is? No.
Yeah.
Whether it's a punishment there, I don't think that, I mean, there will be a lot of changes, but now it's a test. And in terms of, crypto is more on the decentralized world, right?
Yeah.
And if you try to be more centralized, it actually narrows the capability. But like he said, if you want to have a client, of course you need to be legal, work the legal way. I have the law firm, I can help you also.
So like every startup here want to like open a legal company in crypto side, you can connect with Max and also like Josh here. So just for information like that. So this is like your opportunities to connect with those guys in the field.
So I used to work with Kenya Chen also, like he said, sometimes you cannot, put your legal entity here because you need to talk and there's a number of different things. So operation here, but you need to make set up the operation. Yeah. Sometimes you pay by token, it's not legal here as well. That's something you have to consider as well.
So actually there's some small laws regarding ICO. You can do the tokenization of the asset, but you cannot sell to the local users. Right now it's already in the clause. But I think because the Vietnamese government, they understand on that and they're trying to make a bigger impact to transform Vietnam into one of the hearts of the financials, which means we're going to compete with Hong Kong, we're going to compete with Singapore and Dubai in attracting outside investment. So they're going to change on the way. It's just one thing I know for sure that you guys want to cast out, you need to deploy us maybe USDT into the local exchange and sell it into VND and by using the official exchange. So that's a very important point. And because the only ways to do that is through the Vietnamese, and we pay the tax on that, which right now similar to securities, 1.01% for every transaction agreement.
Yeah.
But if we do that, which means the money that's going to us is clear, it cleans, it's not involved into money laundering. So if you place even on Binance, sometimes you get the dirty money that comes from illegal platform, and your account also get risk. This is a better term of like security for us because official exchange have official rules. So our accounts gonna be secure, and I think it's gonna be pretty sad. It's like we trading stock right now.
So one of the things I think I want to share to you guys because currently USDT whatever is still called token in Vietnam and we haven't had any definition for that. That means once you lost this or someone just robbed you, you cannot claim anything, you cannot file to the court because it's not an asset. Until it is considered as an asset and KYC on the exchange, then if any investor have a problem, so that is the way for you to file it to the court.
So in terms of digital asset, we actually have the laws already on that. But to be defined more precisely, what is considered digital asset to be accepted in Vietnam, we need to like wait for more clarification from the people. So whether Bitcoin or Solana token or even Stars token does that even consider a digital asset regarding Vietnam law? I think we're gonna have more clear definition about that because the regulations right now is to allow up to 50 coins will be priced in the local exchange, and all of them must be big cap. There are many holders, long term, so they're gonna be a list. And if our asset belong to that list, I think the first part will come in soon. That means that will become digital asset. And I know some of the securities company right now, they are already working on the product. That's you actually use those digital assets for lending, margin, and trading, just like the stock exchange doing right now in Vietnam. Any more questions, guys? I think many of you guys here have the grant from Starknet Foundation. And it's really hard to how to withdraw that money legal way, right? Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you. I have a question. So you, from your experience, what sort of legal structures have you seen other companies employ? You mentioned CyberSwap having a software company registered in Singapore with the Vietnamese entity holding the employees but being like an outsourcing company. What other corporate structures do you see, and what kind of, where do you see, Vietnamese companies open their head offices? Is it like the Seychelles, or like what overseas jurisdictions have the easiest laws for, the crypto, for the head office to be set up at? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the only ways that many Vietnamese company, SC Infinity, actually they also a Vietnamese company, but they have entity in Singapore. And most of the local entities here is working right and outsourcing technologies for the Singapore company. So it's like designing development contract and to develop the software. So the only source of income is from the Singapore companies paying them. It's like hiring them to do the technology product, application product. And the direct revenue from platform or from the games is will come directly into Singapore. But the local government, they actually understand that model. There's so many talk in how we gonna change the regulation to get those companies going back to Vietnam. And I think currently right now there are a few ideas on how we're gonna adapt that and how we're gonna have those companies they going back in a more legal way. The most thing that the government currently concerns is money laundering, which is very, I think Vietnam is one of the countries that people use a lot in the world because the trading and everything is still a gray area. So I think in the next years, it's going to be more clear and regulation regarding how to attract those companies going back into Vietnam. What Skype is doing right now is like a short-term defenses because they know regulation is coming out and they are already operating. So they should do what's good for them at the moment is to block the current users. It's not going to be sad and sorry, right?
That's not a disclaimer.
Yeah. But I think the customer, they have strong regulation and relationship with the local people. They also been talked to like more clarification on how they should work. The government is very supportive, but it's also very hard to have a regulation that can fit everyone, every player in the industry, right? And moreover, crypto is something really hard to control. We're talking about decentralization, that's good, but to the local Vietnam market, it's really hard to give full out to decentralization because, as I said, our government is more concerned about money laundering, which is, I think, happening everywhere in the world. So that's why we choose a conservative way. But more regulation will be coming. this is the topic I think talk about in the financial, the centralized financial centers, in particular in Da Nang. We have many foreign partners. They also come here and they talk about us. The most things is people don't know how. If they bring money here, it's very easy. But if you check out the money from Vietnam to another like foreigners, so foreign countries, it's really hard. So we try to have a better way to have the people outside to bring in the money and bring back the money if they have revenue. It's gonna become more and more clear in the next few months because everything is talk right now.
To share with you, right? To that model, the vendorship model is easy, right? But I know that a lot of companies they did it in the correct way. So even though that a software solution company, right? But when you look at their payroll, they pay monthly salary. That's not correct. Because you need to have a software agreement and you need to have payment milestone payment on that and you pay for your employee. Otherwise, when they do the audit, it's very clear that you got the money from the other company. Did you pay the payroll? There are no contract or software agreement. There's no delivery on that. So most of the time they understood the model, but to execute that properly with no legal risk, I think it needs more of the third party to execute that.
And so, any more people have questions? So I think going forward, you guys see many activities of the exchange in Vietnam. We have OKS who will be by this day business and doing lots of events. But going forward, it's really hard for those exchanges to do public events. I know that's not one person gonna give them the license to do event. So be more carefully if you want to join those events. And if you have any question regarding this, just ask me. I can give time because I'm doing lots of events regarding the space, and it's up the event I need to ask for a license from the Department of Tourism and Sport. So I think it's gonna be harder, at least for the next month when we're waiting for new guidance. I know that backpack they operate in Thailand, but they're really close. I actually talked to them and I tried to bring them here, working with some local security company, but they're very concerned about the way going forward. Thank you for the session. If you have any more questions, just contact me and I'll talk to you later.